Hello everybody, Lewis here. I'm just walking over from where I work to see some airplanes land. It's what I like to do for relaxing. And I just got here and a plane just landed, and right now a LATMA cargo plane is turning onto the runway to take off. Let's see how much of a hurry he's in. He came to a full stop, so that means he's not in a real big hurry. That means that there isn't another airplane right on his butt. So you got LATMA cargo airplane right there, and it's starting to move. This one has only 2 turbines on its wing. It's not that big. There it goes. It's already taken off. It took off very quickly because it wasn't that big of an airplane. Sometimes they need a lot more runway than that. That one didn't take much runway, and it's absolutely beautiful. I really dig watching airplanes. I think it's amazing. I'm in awe every time I see an airplane land or take off. You know, and maybe that says something negative about me, but I don't care. I really love this, and I think it's amazing that we as human beings can do this. And yes, I know that we've come very far as humans, but you know, it's amazing some of the things that we accomplish. I usually stand here. Well, not usually. Sometimes I stand right here, and sometimes I sit on those rocks over there and just chill and just contemplate life. And the other day I cleaned this area up, and I love how nice it looks. And I'm going to a different spot today that I also love to watch airplanes land on. So what I do is I have to look. Let me show something right here. This is a dead chicken, okay? Right in that bag, there's a dead chicken, and then there's a t-shirt, which means that is Santeria. You know, people from other countries come here and they bring their culture. So they put Santeria in a plastic bag, and there's a t-shirt also wrapped in there. There might be other stuff inside that t-shirt. Obviously, I'm not going to touch it because that is something that is not only disgusting, but it could have some sort of disease. So let's say that inside the t-shirt, by the way, that t-shirt is probably a possession of whoever this is being either done to or for. It represents that person. That is a personal item. And in there might be something else that person owned. And that is a form of Santeria that is here. And, you know, it's silly beliefs. And I don't care if anybody thinks that I'm a jerk for not believing it. I think it's horrible that you're going to throw dead animals everywhere because of some religion. I think it's terrible. I think it imposes on my life. And I have no respect for it. Okay, so we have an airplane landing right now, or coming in. It's coming over here right now, and it's a beautiful bird. And I have to keep my eyes on the phone. I can't even watch it land because I'm just trying to make a really cool video. And I guess it's a LATMA cargo plane. Basically the same kind as it just took off. And there it is. And it just hit. And the front is going down. And I can't even see it that well because it's an overcast day, and I really am not being able to look very good on my phone. I didn't bring up the the light on my phone. So this area over here is also very dirty. It's full of cans and beer bottles and stuff. And one of these days I'm going to take time out, and I'm going to also come and clean this area over here. You can see right there that there are wine bottles and cups from McDonald's and soda pops and bags of food where people come and eat their lunch and they just leave their crap everywhere. There's everywhere, and I'm not going to stick my hand in there because that's very dangerous, because there could be dangerous animals in there. In South Florida, we have all kinds of dangerous animals, from big spiders to monitor lizards to snakes. We have all kinds of snakes. We have boas. We have scorpions. And, the worst are the snakes, because you don't know what kind of snake it's going to be. It could be a very poisonous snake very easily. There's just more dirt over here. There's a giant curly tail right there. They are an invasive species. And there's a lot of dirt right there, garbage. I wish that my people wouldn't be such litter bugs, but I can't do anything about that, and I am not going to get upset about it all the time. All I could do is, if it's an area that I love, I help clean it up. There's a bird right there. I forget what these birds are called. I don't know if it's a anghinga or a kind of like a crane. I just forget what they are, but these are all over Florida, and I love these birds. They are awesome. They're usually in packs, and you see them everywhere eating, and eating the little insects and whatever we have, and they're super cool. So you can tell back here that this is usually where I stand by myself. Nobody usually comes here. Everybody stays over there. Nobody takes the time to walk over here, but I love being alone and watching different angles of the plane landing. And one of the reasons you could tell that nobody comes here is because no trash. No trash. No trash. Unless the wind blew it over. Nobody takes the time to come over here. And I probably shouldn't come over here when there's people watching me, because they're going to figure out that this is a really cool place to come, and that way I could be alone. I like to be alone a lot of the time. I mean, I really like watching people and talking to people, but sometimes I really can't stand most people, because they just talk about things that don't matter, And a lot of the time, I just want peace and quiet. And, I'm being honest. I am who I am. And I'm honest to myself about what I am and who I am. And especially in this channel. This is my channel. And I'm going to say and do whatever the hell I want to say and do in this channel. And, some people will like it and some people won't. And there's an old saying that says you can please some of the people all of the time and all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. And I'm the kind of person that really doesn't give a crap who gets pleased and who doesn't get pleased. As long as I don't impose on anybody, that's what I like. You leave me alone, I leave you alone. You're nice to me, I'm nice to you. You're kind to me, I'm super kind to you. You do something nice for me, I do tons of nice stuff for you, because that's the way I am. So I come over here, and these are concrete pilings that the train company uses to put under their train tracks. And the train company just leaves things like this anywhere they want along the track, because they own probably a lot of this land here where the train track sits. And this particular train comes usually full of gravel. It'll have between 5 and 50 cars, and they're all full of gravel, rock from our quarries. In South Florida, we have a lot of quarries where companies. I just climbed the pillars because if a plane comes in, I like to see it. Like to see it, and the reason I like to come here is because because I'm high up, and I get a better view of when the plane comes in. And if I'm lucky, I get to see the plane land right in front of my face, and that's really cool to me. There's a plane going in from another runway way in the back. It is a very cool looking plane. It's blue and white. I have no idea what kind of plane it is. I really don't research the planes. I don't care. I don't make it that hard on myself where I have to know the type of plane and how fast does it travel, and I just like seeing them land. That's what I like. I don't trouble myself in my life with other stuff that doesn't interest me, and those details don't interest me. I just love to see the planes fly and land and take off and even park. Like there's a plane over there that is either being serviced or fueled or being loaded or unloaded, and there's people around it in forklifts and trucks, and and the back door is open, so they're either doing maintenance to it, or they're cleaning it up, or they're filling it up, or they're doing whatever they need to do to it. It's awesome. I think it's a great way to make a living. And there's a tanker truck right there that is coming with the fuel to fill it up. I don't know if anybody can see it. It's really far away, and I will have better equipment someday. But right now, I'm not going to start spending money on equipment, because then I will start just spending money and spending money and spending money, and I have to find a way to justify my spending to myself. Because if not, I would always be broke because I have too many interests. So what I do is, like, if I could start making money from YouTube, just enough to pay for my equipment, I'll like if I make $1,000 from YouTube for any reason, whatever money I would have spent on my garden, or or buying, or I'll take that $1,000 and I'll buy a nice piece of equipment, whatever the best thing I can afford. If it's used, is better, that I do research on. Or actually, I don't. I ask my wife, I say, hey, baby, I saw this thing and I think I would like to do it and try it. And then she finds the best one and tells me how much it is. Usually it's extremely expensive. So what I do is I start looking for it used. And usually I get it. There's an airplane flying out from another runway way in the background. And there's a truck coming by, a van and a truck, and that is the truck that gives food to the airplanes. You see the front of it right there, where somebody can actually walk onto the plane, and that rises up, and there's food in those trucks. And there's a plane coming in way in the background. I hope I don't fall off of this thing. I'm gonna move over here to be a little bit more stable. So there's a plane coming back, and I'm standing nice with my legs nice and open because I don't want to fall. So I make sure that I'm balanced. So there's a plane coming in the background, and I think it's just gonna show up onto the screen. At least I hope it does. I'm thinking about, when I have some money, if I can, I'm thinking about buying glasses that actually videotape exactly what I'm looking at, and if they have sound, because I want to talk to the people around the world that watch my videos, because You know, when I watch videos from people around the world, I love the fact that they are talking and telling me everything they're seeing and feeling and experiencing. Right now is a very breezy day. My shirt is blowing in the wind. It's nice and cool, but I'm not wearing a jacket or anything. I'm just wearing a t-shirt and sneakers and just like some sort of cargo pants, I guess. I'm very comfortable. This is the way I always dress. I'm just very comfortable. I don't need to impress anybody with anything. I dress for myself. I impress myself. I take care of myself. I love myself. I'm kind to myself. I give myself gifts. I praise myself. I try not to put myself down. And, you know, I do what I do. Okay, where's this plane? Because I'm seeing this plane right in front of my face. And I'm not seeing it in the phone. And I'm hoping to see it land. And I'm obviously doing something wrong because I can't see this airplane. There it is. And I was doing something wrong. I don't know what. This is a Polaris. And hopefully we'll get to see a good landing. And I will definitely smell the rubber burning. Okay, here we come. It's about to hit down. And boom! The smoke. And then the front wheels go down. And boom. And that is a good landing. And I could even go down even further over there. And I do that sometimes, but I'm not going to do that right now. And I get even a better landing. And it's a very nice area over there. And usually there is nobody to bother you over there. But there's nothing over there. So if you're going to go over there to that area, you have to bring a chair if you want to. I don't bring any chairs because I can stand for hours with no problem. I love to stand. When I was a young man, I wanted to go into the military. So as a very, very, very young man, I'm talking, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old, 13, 14, 15. I would train in certain things that I would figure out that were good for the body to give you discipline and strength. So one of the things I used to do would be just to stand for hours. In the beginning, I couldn't do it. In the beginning, when I started that stuff, I was weak and I was young and I didn't have discipline in my body. But then, you know, I was able to stand for hours. And then when standing became too boring, I would put myself into certain difficult positions. And then my body would start to shake and hurt and burn. And I could only do it for a short amount of times. Then after a while, my body would get used to it and I would be able to stand in strange positions for hours. That's what it seemed. And then, you know, I would do like a yoga position and things like that. And then I would also run. I would run and run and run and run and run. And when my side would hurt, you know, in the beginning, I would stop. But after a while, I learned to push through the pain. And then I realized that once you push through the pain, especially when you're young, you can pretty much run forever. And your body's like, all right, you want to run, buddy. And you can just run and run and run. And that was awesome. I can't do that anymore. I mean, I could run a little bit, but I don't try to. Now I just exercise to be as healthy as I want to be, but not for strength. Oh, and by the way, the military didn't take me because I had flat feet. Which is sad because I really wanted to be in the military. I really wanted to experience that really cool thing of, you know, things that people do. So that was another thing that I had to deal with in my life. I've had to adapt to a lot of things. I mean, you'd think that you would be able to just join the military, you know, a young man. Land my cargo. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go try to get a close-up of the airplane's landing just so that people around the world can see it from my channel. Or anyway, anybody who wants to see it. I don't care who it is. You know, my friends on YouTube, because I consider people from YouTube my friends. You know, I don't experience racism from them, and I don't experience, I don't know, negative stuff, you know? So, I'm gonna walk a little more along the side of the train tracks. And one of the reasons that I love this place is look how clean it is. So clean. There is a super giant lizard over there. I'm sure I won't be able to show it on video. I'm sure it'll run away. It was doing push-ups. So this is just another open field. Nobody comes here, and I want to keep it that way, because unfortunately when people start showing up to things like this, you'll have on a weekend, once people realize this is here and they could come here, they'll come here and they'll sit here, they'll bring their chairs and they'll sit, and that's not the problem. You know, this is a very cool and peaceful area. And yeah, I don't mind sharing it with everybody. The problem is that they'll start leaving garbage everywhere. And that really affects me. Because then I go home and I have this mental images of this place where I love and hang out. And then I see all the garbage, and it, you know, it just, my brain tells, I'm not happy. This is a plane coming in. I don't know what, I think that might be DHL, but I'm not 100% sure yet, because I can't see it because I'm looking at the phone. It might be, I don't know if it is. Yes, it is DHL. There it goes. And we're gonna get a better landing. It's a little bit closer for a landing right there. That's nice. I'm gonna get even closer. And usually the airport doesn't bother you. And usually the train company doesn't send anybody out here to bother you, if you are not creating a problem. Because I don't even know if this is private property, if it's public property, if it belongs to the city. Like right now, I don't know. But again, I am not creating a problem. So there isn't really, I guess, reason for anybody to send anybody out here to tell me not to be here. And if somebody told me that I couldn't be here, and if it was true, then I would just leave. If it wasn't true, then I would educate myself on it, and next time I would tell them, no, listen, I can be here as long as I want to, and you need to relax. Because I believe in standing up for my rights, because that way it helps everybody stand up for their rights. This is one of the signs that stands here before in front of the airport. They're all along the fence. And I don't usually come this close to the fence because I don't want any trouble. But today, I'm gonna do it just to show this video. I don't usually come this close to the fence. I don't ask for trouble. I can see about 3 airplanes coming in at once. It's probably gonna be one right after the other landing. So if we get to see that, that's gonna be lucky, because that is rare. That is very rare to see one right after the other landing. They're usually 2 or 3 minutes apart. So right here we have one coming in, and hopefully we will get to see it through the fence. I don't know the quality of this, how it's gonna be, but here it comes. I don't know if it was worth it. It was worth it for me, but And now I turned around and there's another plane right there. And that is a treat. And there's another one right in the background too. I don't see it in my phone, and I hope I don't miss it. I think I see it now. I think there it is. So that plane just landed. And this is close, believe it or not. This is very close. You know, you have to remember what's at stake here. You know, equipment and people's lives. So someone might say, oh, that's not that close to each other. Yes, it actually is. And here we have another plane. And what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to get really close to the fence and see what happens. No, that's not working. That's not working, and I think I'm going to... Here comes the plane. It's a lot of cargo. And it just landed. And then there's another plane coming in. Right there, right away. I have a phone call for work, but I'm not going to take it right now until this plane lands. I will call them back, you know. They just want some information and I will give it to them, or I will text them. So anyway, here comes the third plane. And like I said, I can't see it because it just got a little bit sunnier while I was here. And here comes that plane. And what I'll do is next time, I'll try to find a better place where I could maybe show. See, if I had the proper equipment, I could show from a distance somewhere how it lands and everything. The sun is hitting the wing, so cool. I think this might be a DHL airplane. And I lost it. There it is. I think this is a DHL. It's really gliding in really nice. The landing gear is down. It's coming in. Very beautiful. Hello DHL, welcome. Thank you for bringing us packages. We appreciate it. It just landed. And there it is. There's the control tower over there. Those people work very, very hard. I think I'm done for now. Well, there's a couple of planes that are about to take off. And they are, you know, coming in. There's a LATMA and a DHL. And you can see that it's about to get on the actual runway. Yes, it's turning on to the runway. And there's two more planes coming right behind it, so he's going to take off really fast. He's going to be out of there in less than 15 seconds. He's already moving. I can hear his turbines going faster, and the airplanes is back there, right there. Two airplanes coming in. There's a LATMA airplane right there. And see you later, DHL. There he goes. I think the pilots are waving at me. And there he goes. And DHL is about to take off. And it's gonna take off the ground pretty soon. It's actually taking up a lot of runway. I don't really understand why. They don't usually do that. And now it's going up. Those DHL planes don't need that much runway, but you know, every pilot is different. There's another airplane coming in. There's another pilot that is coming in right now. Or another plane, I'm sorry, not a pilot. But there is somebody piloting the plane, but there's another very cool airplane coming into my city. I don't know who it belongs to yet. From here, it looks like it might be an American Airlines, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. We will find out very shortly. And I can't see the plane. There it is. It's an American Airlines. It's got the color on the tail, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's one of the smaller shuttles. That is a passenger airline. And there's another plane that's coming in right now. This is kind of busy. I mean, sometimes it gets to the point where they have to do something that is called stack 'em and rack 'em. And that is very rare, but that's when there's too many planes coming in and they all can't land at once. So they just put them in holding patterns and they circle around, or they stay out in the ocean. And when they can come in, they are told to come in. And you have 20 airplanes. Look at that. Look at that cool. Hey, that guy waved at me. That guy probably knows that I'm a freak that's always here. So anyway, this awesome airplane is coming in right now. And I know I'm going to be able to see him, but there it is. I missed most of its flight. This is LATMA passenger airliner, and it's a nice big airplane. Oh shit! That was a crazy landing. It came down on one of the rear wheels, and since the wind is blowing so hard, it actually made the airplane tilt to the left at least 3 feet. And I hope that came up on the video. And it just the airplane just went like that. One wheel hit, and then the pilot was able to correct it. Yeah, man, this is not a, it seems easy, but that's why they make the money. And you got LATMA Cargo. It's now on the runway, and there's an airplane coming in right behind him. So LATMA needs to get out of there. I don't know what he's doing, and I can't see him for some reason. There it is. He's powering up his turbines. I can hear them. LATMA Cargo is out of here. Have a lot of fun in Chile when you drop off all that cargo, or in Honduras, or if you need to fuel up, if you're going to Europe. Have a great flight. Thank you for helping out Miami and making us money and bringing us cargo, and let us generate business so that we can all keep living. And also for letting us enjoy this beautiful thing that is airplane watching. I wish a train would come by, because I love trains. And I don't think I have one train video. Trains are awesome. I love it. They're so noisy. Chicka, 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 chicka. You can hear them. All right, so we got a plane coming in right here. And again, I should have already picked it up, but I can't. I can't see it. There it is. I don't have a very good phone, I guess. My phone is very, very good. I just don't know how to use it. I don't know why I say I don't have a good phone. I have a very, very good phone. That is an American airline. It is not one of the big planes, but it's not small. I don't consider that a shuttle. And then we have security that is going to drive by the fence right now. They always do this. They drive by and look at everything. He's probably going to look this way. Nope, he didn't care. He knows I'm not going to cause any problems. He's just doing his own thing. There's another plane coming in right now. I have no idea how many planes have come in. Sometimes I count them, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I listen to music. And sometimes I like to come here when it's nice and dark and I'm all by myself and I get to see some crazy wildlife running around. You know, like foxes or rabbits or big lizards and iguanas, giant iguanas. As a matter of fact, yesterday when I was going home, I saw a pretty big iguana that was run over and it was completely squashed, but the tail was going back and forth really fast. And I wanted to make a video to show people because I thought it was so cool, because I found it cool. And I know there's a lot of people like me out there that just find, you know, nature cool. Wow, this plane is going like this because of how windy it is. Man, I would hate to see an accident while I'm videotaping because it's really windy. There it is. This is an Avianca Cargo. It's a beautiful red and white airplane. And there it goes. And it's landing very well. The rear wheels just hit down. The smoke was there. Burning, perfect landing. Perfect landing. And now the front is almost down. And the front just touched down. And there's smoke from the tires. And any landing that does not cause any problems is a perfect landing. That's how I feel, and that's how I think about a lot of things in life. You know, if you're hungry and the food is good enough to eat, it's perfect. I'm also into plants, and there's a little plant growing here that's very cool, and I love it. I don't know what kind of plant it is, and there's a white bag, and I think that if I pick that up, there's not going to be a problem. I'm not going to hurt myself in any way. So I'm going to pick up this garbage bag, and I'm going to throw it in the trash. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to pick this up too, because I'm walking back, and there's another plastic thing here. I think this might be for plastic water bottles. And I'm walking through this very cool high grass, and I hope that there isn't any animals that are gonna hurt me. You gotta be very careful when you're picking stuff up without gloves. And then afterwards, you have to wash your hands. You know, there's only so much you could do. You should never hurt yourself in any way doing what I do. If anybody wants to go out and pick up trash, that's a good way to exercise. You're out in the fresh air. It's a great way to fight depression. And it is a tremendous beautification of your awesome city. And then if you have train tracks, you have to do this. You have to do this, and I don't care how old you are. You got to put one foot on the track. These are my really cool, I forget what this, Rachel's, I think these shoes are called. But anyway, you put one foot on the track, you put the other foot on the track, and you see if you can balance yourself like you did when you were a kid. And I just took a step off, and I'm trying to balance and walk at the same time while a plane is coming in. And I'm not going to be able to focus it in because I got the phone in one hand, I got trash in the other. I just stepped off the steel part. And we are going to see this plane land right now. This is a United Airlines. Hey United, welcome to Miami. Spend a lot of money, have a lot of fun. And there is another plane that is taxiing to go take off. I will show it in just a minute. I just want to get rid of this trash that's in my hand. And my hands are full, so I can't pick up anything else right now. But that's fine, you know. I picked up a little bit, and that's good enough. You pick up one thing every time you come out here. That's one less thing that is out here. And of course, this is the area where everybody hangs out. And of course, there's trash all over the place. And, you know, it is what it is. let's not think about it, because then it will affect us and it'll make us angry or upset or sad. And there really isn't any need for that. You know, it's not our problem what people do with their lives. We do what we can do, and that's all that we can do. We do what we can, and that is it. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. So we put the garbage in the rubbish bin, the garbage trash can thing. And okay, so that was the cargo plane from Avianca that just landed, and I thought it was taxiing to come over here, but it's not. It was actually going into the hangars or the warehouses, and then you have an airplane coming in, and this will be the last airplane that I show for now. This is a late lunch hour that I took, but there's nobody at my office, or else I would have been told, and I'm only about 3 minutes away. That plane landed. Anyway, guys, I had a lot of fun. This was amazing. Please subscribe to my channel so that we could build something awesome together, where we could just have fun stuff of Miami and eventually all over the world. That'll be really cool. Maybe I could start showing off my wildlife in this beautiful city. There's another plane coming in, but I am out of here.